Hello and welcome to This Naked Chat, a podcast where six friends from different walks of life come together for honest, unscripted conversations about living alcohol-free and everything that comes with it. We all met at a live event hosted by Annie Grace of This Naked Mind in March of 2024. What started as a mastermind group with the six of us and Annie turned into some really deep friendships, filled with connection, tough conversations, and a lot of laughter. And after a year of growing and learning together, we realized that these conversations might help more than just us. So here we are, no scripts, just real talk. We are incredibly grateful to Annie and This Naked Mind for helping us get this off the ground and for the impact that her work has had on each of our lives. I am Brian, and I am joined by Kori, Agnes, Judi, Jenie, and Sammie. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone.
Hey,
Hello.
welcome.
We have Kori, Jenie, Judi, Agnes, all of us. Yay! How
Yay.
fun. So today we're talking about I like. Did you say old habits die hard? It's kind of
Yes.
falling back into old patterns, or
Yes.
and then how we've learned, or how to kind of bring those habits back maybe into your life. I can kick it off because, well, it's about me kind of. This is a session for Brian. But I've noticed, lately there's patterns that I've fallen back into, specifically, like I don't have a whole lot going on in the morning, so I've started to stay up later, sleep in later, and that sort of just for me compounds into like just kind of more of a laziness is what it feels like well, then I'm not going to go to the gym, or and just it all kind of has compounded to where the past month I was like I know this isn't I know this isn't serving me. Like I changed some things many years ago to like, all right, wake up at 6 because it just kind of sets up your day. So I just wanted to kind of get your guys' thoughts on.
But
Yeah, go.
what are you getting? Like, let's use this example. What are you getting out of staying up late? You're getting something out of it, or you wouldn't do it, right?
No, it's really, I don't know. I don't think that's, I'm playing games on my phone.
So you're getting a little adrenaline buzz out of playing the game.
But I think it's more, for me, it's more of this, what I've noticed is it's kind of back to that, like, I'm almost shutting off my brain, and just having like a dead kind of time where it's like, you know what? And for me, when I'm sitting on my couch playing a game, it's like as safe as I can be. There's like there's nothing that can go wrong. I'm not, I don't know, pushing yourself is the wrong thing, but like, it's just kind of this,
So you're numbing out.
Yeah, exactly.
Out?
That's what I think
Yeah.
That's what I think it is too.
But I think you said something important there. Like, this is as safe as I can be, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to I'm not putting myself out there. I'm getting a little bit of numb, a little bit of dopamine hit. Like, I think that's an important thing to focus in on. What, that the stuff we call bad habits, like, I almost don't like that because you're getting something out of it. It's not all bad, So what is it? And like the more that you can kind of hone in on what you're calling the bad habit and like figure out what that's satisfying, the more likely you are to like find something to also give it to you, instead of just like saying, oh, damn it, I need to be more disciplined. And, like that doesn't work. Then you just slide back into the same stuff again whenever you don't figure out what's really going on. Yeah.
That's a good point. And that's what I like this time through, because it hasn't happened. Like I was pretty, you use the word disciplined. Like I was in a pretty strict schedule of like, no, you go to bed at 10 and you wake up at 6.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first time that I've almost allowed some freedom. And there are reasons too, like I have later rehearsals, so my the things that I do have shifted from morning to night. So there's reasons for it too. So it's different from the last time that I experienced.
Are you spending your downtime on your, like, are you transitioning from being all busy outside the house to bed with your games?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not the best. It's still a screen, but and that was another thing. It was like you don't pick up your phone after 8. That was another. So I'm just kind of like, and maybe this is kind of the more of the topic of like, maybe to your point, my situation has changed to where it can now be like that habit that you thought was so good isn't really serving you. So you can experiment with like, hey, maybe you do need to change that or relook at it. I think I like that perspective.
Yeah, like you're doing all this other great stuff that you really love to do, right? And it just so happens that it's later in the evening. So yeah, it is going to switch your schedule.
You're on mute,
We can't
Jenny.
hear you, Jenie.
I also...
I think it was just cuss words.
It was a whole bunch. And I feel better for it.
Yeah.
I hear you though, because I go through that after a rehearsal or a performance, that whole gig. I have to find a way to wind down. And the mindless brain candy in whatever form it comes in, I think is important. And I think it's important to acknowledge that need because, for me in that setting, reading a book is not going to do it.
Right.
It's not, is that arguably slightly healthier? Of course it is, but it doesn't work for me. So small doses of brain candy are what I need. And there is, for me, a risk of suddenly 2 hours of brain candy has happened. And, so I have to be mindful of that. But I do think it's important to acknowledge that needing to wind down after a situation like a rehearsal is important.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And even like, like going to the bar after work, like doing happy hour and stuff like that. Like, yeah, drinking all and everything isn't healthy for a whole bunch of reasons, but it gave you the space to wind down. It gave you a little social connection. Like there was other stuff that you're getting out of it. And yeah, like you said, there's the risk of like going on for 2 hours with the brain candy, but like there's something, it's scratching some kind of itch there and it's not necessarily all bad.
It's interesting. Go ahead, Judi.
Well, your brain needs transition time.
Yeah.
I think. When I used to work a very intense job in the ED, right? But I lived 45 minutes away. So my drive home gave me good debrief time, if you will, for my brain to go, okay, leave it behind. That's work, or whatever I was in. So now I can go home or go to class or whatever I was doing. You need that. I think the brain needs it, especially if you're doing something as fabulous as like a rehearsal where your brain's going, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing improv, you're firing the gazillion synapses and it just can't shut them off. You gotta walk them down, I think, like Jenny said, right? From the rehearsal.
Totally.
It's like, whoa.
Well, what I hear is the whole fact that it's understanding why you're doing it. So as long as there's an understanding as to why you're doing it, then that's where, you have to be able to adjust and be flexible with whatever it is that you're doing or you have in place and making it work for you at that moment, at that time. Yeah. And it's okay because what says, again, a habit that is bad for you may not be bad for somebody else or vice versa. Everyone has their own opinion and perspective of what is bad or not. Eating bread is bad to somebody, whereas to somebody else, it may not be. So it's really understanding why and being able to get yourself out of it at some point when you need to.
Yeah, that's maybe what I came into this time with, a little bit more of this like curiosity, I guess, of like, what is it, to your point, like in the past, yes, this might have, and I think it was actually a coach that's like, start waking up at 6. And so I did. And it was good for a period. And then maybe you're right. Maybe it's just like, that's not necessary right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like seasons, different seasons we go in and out of. So it's like, what do we need now during this time to be okay, or to succeed, or whatever it is that we all need?
Yeah.
Last week I felt I had a lot of sugar because I needed it, and I know why I needed it. So you know what? I went through 2-3 days of sugar, and then it's like, okay, I'm done now. Now I'm ready to cleanse and do it. But I needed that. And I didn't beat myself up for having it. I knew why I was doing it, but I did limit myself as well. So I didn't completely cut it off, but I did put a limit on it.
I think your point about the seasons is a really good point. Like literally the seasons. I mean, when it's lighter out in the morning, versus it being dark, or like it's staying light later, or the time change or whatever, like that screws up my entire schedule. Cause I am up early. It is really, I love that time of day for me, but it messes up like, when can I go outside and all of that. But to your point, like the last, year or two, I've like figured out, because I'd be the same thing about discipline. Like, damn it, why am I not out running at 5:30? I'm like, because it's freaking dark and it's cold as hell. And so like, there's nothing wrong. I still get up at 5 and enjoy my quiet time, but then like, okay, I'll wait till it's 8:00 and it's, light out and a little warmer. But like giving yourself some grace around, things have changed. And like, literally it's not up to me. It's not up to me what time the sun comes up. Yeah. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and roll with that and see what about this feels good.
This episode is sponsored by The Path by This Naked Mind. It's a year-long program that combines expert guidance, daily support, and a connected community to help you take back control of your drinking so that you can wake up without regret, trust yourself again, and live a life that doesn't revolve around alcohol. Unlike the programs that focus on your behavior alone, The Path helps you eliminate the desire to drink using science-backed content, world-class coaching, and a compassionate community that really, truly gets it. So you can feel confident and in control of your relationship with alcohol without shame, without rules, and without missing out on the things that matter most. And in 2025, support is more accessible than ever before, with live online coaching calls every hour on the hour from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Saturday. No matter where you are in the world or what your day looks like, support is always there, right in your back pocket. Learn more and start your path to freedom at nakedmindpath.com.
It almost feels like, and I've thought of this with exercise a lot, because like, I think people, myself included, used to think like, you kind of start some sort of exercise program and it works for you. And so you just have to do that for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But there are, like you're saying, there's times where you're like, you know what? I don't necessarily enjoy this anymore. Which then lowers your, motivation to do it. And so you're like, so some people will just stay in it or they'll stop, versus like being like, maybe I need to try something new. Right. And I think that's the uncomfortable part maybe of like, all right, we're changing our routine and that needs to be okay.
Right.
And it's probably healthier. It's just uncomfortable because you no longer have that structure, that strict structure that maybe you like.
But even that, like, I mean, if you think about it, when, sports, right? You have seasons and you do different things in the off season than you do when, it's during the season. Like there's a whole reason for that, right? There's rest, recovery, there's strength building, there's all kinds of stuff that you do in the off season versus when you're like actively playing the game. And like, we can apply that same kind of thing, like whether it's with, like your workout routine or whatever, like, running's a great example because all the races are like in the summertime. So like, yes, you're actively pounding the pavement, high mileage in the summertime. But then like once fall comes, okay, I'm backing off the mileage. I'm going to do more strength and like, build back up for the season. And to your point, like you don't have to just sit there and grind it out every day, year after year.
To that point even, and this is another reason why maybe it's hard, is like, I just did what you said. Like I stopped running. We did the Kansas City half marathon in like October and then put it away. And I just started again and it's awful. It feels terrible. And so there's then an incentive there to be like, well, I'm just not going to do it. So it's like, yeah, that's interesting.
I'm in that same place. I just started last week and every time I start over, I say, why? Why do I do this to myself? It's incredibly demotivating getting through that first couple of weeks. And I am very demotivated. So my consistency is shit. But yet once again, every time I go, even though I suck, I still feel better. So there's that.
It's like you have to remember that after.
Exactly.
Well, and also we have this like expectation of ourselves. We put this level of expectation like, oh, I should be able to crank out 13 miles because I did that, last October. Nope. That's not how it works. I mean, that's not how it works for any of this stuff. Like, you have to have a little grace for yourself and like stop having these crazy expectations that,
It's kind of like, I think maybe, and even my first part of this kind of ties into this, is like, we always think that we have to be getting better at something.
Yeah.
And I don't know that that's necessarily true.
No. I mean,
we
always say it, right? It's not linear, right? It's not just a linear graph. It's like this three-dimensional. Paula Abdul.
What did Paula Abdul say?
Please remind us.
What was it? 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You go together like. I'll have to.
That was the music video with the cat in it, right? The animated cat.
Oh,
that
one.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna have to listen to that once we get
I don't know. I think the journey for me.
Opposites attract is that.
That's what I just thought of it. I just thought of it.
Everyone go listen to Paula Abdul, Opposites Attract.
I think the journey for me right now, having been, so driven and desirous of overachieving and all of that my entire life, I think the challenge for me now is learning how to be happy where I am. And even like with starting over running, learning how to be happy with the fact that my legs still work. And I mean, that's a huge reminder for me, instead of just aiming for, the 5K in April. Why not just be happy where I am, and that it was not today, but it was a nice day, and, all of that shit. And that, like for you, Brian, if, after rehearsal, if you're happy, which Kori, brought out of you, saying that, that is the safe place for you, is on your couch at night. If you're happy, that's the answer.
Yeah.
And the other stuff will pop back in when it pops back in, when it's time.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you were saying that, it's like when you start running, Kori said this to me, because I told her I ran like a couple miles and felt like an ultra marathon. And she's like, you realize you can walk some of it. And I was like, what are you talking about? So it's even that of like not beating yourself up for having to regress a little bit.
Well, it's adjusting yourself to that particular day, not looking at the past and what was done, not looking at the future, but today. What is it that I'm capable of doing today? What is the one step forward that I need? And that's it. And being okay with that.
What's the golf shot in front of me at this moment?
Yeah.
Never mind the double bogey on the last hole.
That I'm annoyed that I'm in the sand. What's the best way right now? Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's a very good point. It always comes back to being in the present, doesn't it?
It just pisses me off so much. God damn it. How hard that lesson is. How hard it is.
Yes.
That'd be a good topic for another thing, because I keep seeing that pop up too.
Be in the present?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this is it too, right? It's a comparison to another time. You're thinking of something in the past that used to serve you and why you're not doing that anymore. So it gets in your head. I used to be better at this, or more disciplined, or something in the past.
Yeah.
But you only have right now.
Or I should.
Right?
What was that, Judi?
We only have right now.
Right.
We can't redo the past. It's gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the future, well, who knows? We could get hit by a bus tomorrow. So we only have
running
right now.
Yeah.
Running.
Yes.
Because you're not running fast enough. You could get hit by the bus. Yeah.
But it's just so interesting how, I mean, all of us here know about mindfulness and all of that shit, right? We know about it. But it's so interesting how still instantaneously my brain makes meaning out of the past and the future. And that's where I sit, ping-ponging back and forth. And I'm doing it before I even realize it. And then I have to actually physically work to bring myself back to the now. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah, because if not, it's either fear or judgment. Those are the two that we keep on going back and forth in, right? So, and that's what happens.
And that's where anxiety comes from.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ping pong equals anxiety.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything that's not living in the present, right, is creating anxiety.
Yep.
Yep.
Damn.
Yes.
All right. Fine. Okay. I was going to ask a question, but I don't want to.
All right, then. See you next week. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I was going to say, do you think there's I was thinking of non-negotiables and how maybe that's not even right? So like I had a non-negotiable of wake up at 6. And, and some of them, like I have one that was like, kind of try to move every day. I had to read every day, those sort of things. And I'm like, maybe it's non-negotiable now or something, I don't know.
Well, they have to be evaluated as well, because again, we are different every single day. Like we change as human beings. So all of these things change. We don't do everything the same way as we did before. Yeah. So it's like that adjustment to the current day.
So it's always that voice in my head to that point, Agnes, of like, you're undisciplined, you're lazy. Those sort of things come in when I fall out of my non-negotiables.
Yeah.
And to your point there, it's really, maybe it is that healthier to be like, no, you know what? I'm just trying something new. The things that were working weren't necessarily anymore because my life has changed.
Right.
So I was living with non-negotiables that served me 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And also I feel like non-negotiables just that still feels heavy to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was getting. Yeah.
Like latch on to whatever. I mean, maybe getting up at 6 a.m. still works for you, whatever. But like, why? Why does it work? Why do you like it? Like latching on to like whatever benefit, whatever you're enjoying, like whatever feels light about that thing, instead of like, I must do this because I am disciplined.
Yeah.
Like I think it's, you could still end up in the same place with getting up at 6 a.m. or movement every day or whatever. Like, I mean, movement every day is a great example of like, I have to move every day because my entire mental health is built on that. Like, I know it's not going to be a good day, if I haven't gotten outside, moved my body in some way, like enough to like stir the cobwebs, right? Like it's just, but it doesn't feel heavy to me because I'm just like, man, I feel so much better when I've been moving, like I can't even think about not moving anymore. I got to be like so sick, to be in bed, to not be moving. Cause I just feel so much better. And same thing with like getting up early. It's like, oh, it's my quiet time. I can drink my coffee. Nobody's bothering me. It's beautiful. I can write. I can do my Wordle, like I just
that
freaking love
doesn't
that
relax
time.
me.
It was hard today, by the way.
I know.
I know. Yep.
I'm going to throw my phone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for making me feel better about myself.
Mm-hmm.
It is
We're
interesting.
here for you.
You do have to kind of pay attention to that, how you feel after. Like that's what it's never good when you're doing it. Yeah.
Sometimes it is.
I mean,
you're outside, right. Like when you're running, you're outside.
That's
What's
true.
not to love about being outside?
It is often good when you're doing
Yeah.
I'm going to go right now.
Yes.
Anything else?
The bill for your morning therapy will be arriving.
Is it to each of you? No, I mean, it's funny though. Like, I mean, how much I've beat myself up about this, especially like, cause I was in a hotel for a month and that kind of started this whole pattern of like, it threw off my routine and then it just kept, and then I just continued it. And I was like, you got to get back. And I'm like, do I?
Yeah.
And what you're saying is, nope, sleep till noon. I'm gonna start
Yeah, but
gaming.
if you don't go to bed until midnight, 1:00.
Yeah.
If your activities in the night,
Yeah.
it's a different season, like Agnes said.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're really up watching infomercials, aren't you?
For sure.
That's really what you're doing.
Sham wow.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's
it's actually like, it's even worse. It's like musicals.
So I think we're not being productive anymore. So.
Oh yeah. Bye everyone. Hey, that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. If something we said resonated, made you laugh, or made you think, we'd love it if you share it with someone who might need it too. And if you're curious about going alcohol-free or just ready to feel more connected to yourself, check out This Naked Mind. Annie's work brought us all together, and we're so grateful for the impact it's had. On that note, a big thank you to Annie Grace and This Naked Mind for making this podcast possible. We'll see you next time on This Naked Chat.